are ya?
Good. How are you?
Good. I feel like it's been forever since we've talked. Super excited to feature you on our new segment, WNCI's New at 9, celebrating your new baby, Weird Like Me.
Absolutely. I'm pumped. Thank you so much for featuring me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Congratulations first on the track. It is so fun.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. It's a fun one. It's honestly, it's like nothing I've put out before. It's very, very like almost like punk rock kind of, Blink 182 kind of vibes. But it's honestly, it's one of the most fun. I'm sad I can't perform it right now, but I know that when it comes to be that time, I'm pumped to perform it and knock it
Oh
out.
my gosh, you know what's crazy is like I've never seen you perform live, which is crazy, but I've seen so many videos of you and you seem like such an amazing performer, and that song is going to slap so good when you can finally perform it live.
Absolutely. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's so different, and like a lot of the new stuff that is coming, it's very, very different. Everything has its own flavor and all that, but yeah, I'm just ready to perform. Hopefully, we figure something out and everything is safe, and we can all kind of respect each other's safety, but still get back to that live environment. I think that that's ultimately where the music should live, and that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, and that is where you shine just so bright because you can just tell the energy that you have on stage. I'm just like, my God, I get blown away. So cannot wait for that.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, you talked about Weird Like Me being more of like a rock alternative vibe. And I feel like the last time we spoke, you were going through another phase of exploring all the different musical sides to you. It was more of like an R&B-ish. I swear Mirror is still one of my favorite songs. I literally listen to it all the time. But it's so good. But what inspired you to kind of take the plunge towards this new energy and Weird Like Me?
Well, honestly, I mean, I can confidently say, minus this past week because I was on vacation, I write every day. I mean, it's something that I do. It's part of my life. And so while doing that, I think that it's kind of my job to go in and just see what different flavors I can pull out. It's weird because I grew up listening to a bunch of different types of music. It went from, like you said, like that R&B kind of vibe, very dancey, like very, very. But then at the same time, I grew up listening to classic rock and things that I respect. That, like, it's a wide range, and so I feel like I'll see those influences kind of come out unknowingly while I'm writing, and it just happens, and I let it go wherever it is. So it's like if I wake up and I want to write a record, and it ends up feeling very like One Direction boy band style type of record, then I want to go that way. But if it's like Weird Like Me, I want to go that direction as well. So really, I mean, I can't say that there was much like planning or crazy brain strategy that went into it. It was literally just what came out that day, and that was it. And that's kind of how it is right now. I mean, like, I wake up every day and just write whatever comes to mind, and that's the music that the people hear, and hopefully that's what people continue to hear from me, just whatever I kind of come up with in that certain time period.
First of all, I love that about you. That is what absolutely sets you apart from so many other artists. And so, speaking of what was on your mind when you were writing the song, what was your intention? Like, what was on your mind that day that you started writing it?
I mean, I sat down with a buddy of mine named Mo. He's a great friend of Mo Brown. He's a great friend of mine, and it was during this week where we had written a bunch of songs. This was we. I came in one day. We wrote something that was cool. Then we wrote another one the next day that was like, a little bit more like, it felt a little bit more boy bandy and things like that. This one honestly just kind of came out of fun. Like, we were just like, let's just make something that we were almost like making kind of a mockery of ourselves. Like, we were very like in this. I think we've probably seen like a TikTok or something that was like very, very like like that kind of like big record. And he was like, no, that's kind of, you should experiment with that with your voice. And I think that it's important, like, to have people around you that will constantly push you to be like, hey, like, just try this different thing, because if I was sitting here by myself, I probably wouldn't come up with that, just being that I get too into my own head and want to sing like pretty and all this stuff. But I think that that's what was good about it. It was just kind of this vibe that we were like, I think it was like we saw a TikTok. We were like, let's just write a pop punk record and just see what happens and blend it with the stuff that I do. And I produced it and we worked on it, and it was just so much fun. So, I mean, that would be probably the backstory behind it, which is really like spur of the moment, just see what comes out. Oh, sweet, this is cool. Let's keep rolling with it. And that was it.
I love it. Like I said, it just has like this nostalgic 90s vibe to it. But like you said, like speaking of TikTok, I think I'm starting to see what all of your fans are getting out of it. Like the message behind it is to kind of embrace your inner weirdness, the things that you were maybe insecure about growing up or things you didn't always want to talk about. I love the TikTok trend you've got going.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that is what's fun about it, and I guess that I'm happy with, like, what you took from it because I that's ultimately is the message. I mean, yeah, it's, it's kind of a love song or it's kinda like, me talking to a girl, but honestly, like, it is that feeling of, "Oh my god," like, we're all weirdos, like, we all have these little quirks. I know that I am, like, I'm super quirky, there's little weird, like, fears and things that I have about, like, like, specific fears, like, for instance, like, I'm weird in the sense that, like, I was worried to go ice skating for a while because if I fell and somebody like cut off one of my fingers, that's like the biggest fear of mine. That's a very specific fear though, like that's a weird thing. So like to me, I don't know, the whole song and the premise of the song is like finding somebody else that kind of aligns and is weird with you, if that makes sense. So it's like you're a little weird like me, and it's, I don't like taking myself too seriously, and so this was kind of one of those moments where I could let that kind of shine in the music and stuff.
Was it inspired by a true story?
Somewhat. I mean, yeah, I think honestly all of it is, but for me it just comes out at different times. Like I'll just continue to like I said, I write every day. So it's a bunch of different things coming together at once, and it's also just I want to write a song that makes sense. And so that's the other part of it. So, yeah, I mean there it is, I would say it's rooted in a true story. Yeah.
So speaking of you writing every single day, like what is that process like? What's a normal writing sesh for you?
I mean, it varies. Sometimes there's things that now I'm in like a position where I can write for other people as well and produce for other people, which is like a blessing. I mean, honestly, I love writing for me. It's very fun and it's kind of like a playground in a sense because I get to really have free reign to do whatever I want. And but when I wake up and I go over to my space where I work at here in Nashville now, it's whatever the day calls for. There's times where it'll be like, "Oh, well, we need you to write this song for this girl," or we're gonna do a Zoom session, which are very, very typical now, or whatever. But when it's just me and I'm just writing, I'll usually tag in some of my friends here in Nashville and be like, "Yo, man, can you come to the studio real quick? Like, I have this idea. I need your help to get this out." Or sometimes it'll just be me sitting in there doing science on a song, and I like to call it science because I mean I know it's very simple. I mean, we're basically just writing, songs and they're quick, but whatever. But like, it is science, and I really do go in, and I have to make everything how I hear it in my head, and so it's every day varies, but it's pretty similar. I just go in, sit down with like my laptop and a keyboard or a guitar, and just figure it out, just piece by piece, word by word, just kind of keep on laying things down. And that's really it's nothing crazy. It's nothing incredible or wild. It's literally just me figuring it out the same way somebody would go and practice baseball or practice another sport. Like that would be really how it is.
I feel like it's just so ingrained in your mind and your body and your spirit because you've been doing this since you were a kid. But the reason that I'm smiling so big right now is like you said, Nashville, all because the most amazing thing just happened. You recently just got signed with Virgin Music. Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
so huge.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an exciting opportunity. We'll see what happens with it. I'm pumped. Just, nothing's gonna change really. I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing, and it's the same thing, but we're just gonna, hopefully it rises us to bigger and better things.
Yeah, that's so cool. So is that what you're doing a lot of the writing with and stuff like that with Virgin Music?
Yeah, I mean, it's all the same people that I've been kind of working with, as well as some new people that kind of come into the picture. But I mean, like I said, my process is pretty simple, and that's not really going to change. It's the only thing is like I'll probably be doing some trips to LA when that opens up, and I'll probably make a trip to the UK. There's been some people that I've been working with over there, and It's cool. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for technology because I know that the pandemic is very, very tough for a lot of people in different positions. But I've been fortunate that I've been able to continue to work on my laptop and at home, and kind of I've been very like remote in the style that I work regardless.
Yeah.
So it's good. Luckily, it's I'm able to keep on going and keep pushing.
Yeah, it's some great growth, especially after a year of a lot of artists like not knowing what's next. So it's just huge for you, and we're so happy to see you and support you on that. So, how long ago did you move to Nashville?
It's been like 3 months. I think it's been about 3 months. But I mean, it's kind of, I moved here 3 months ago, but I've really been coming here for the last 3 or 4 years, just kind of back and forth, Ohio, Cincinnati to Nashville, just a 4 hour drive. And so it's really, I've had people in contacts here that I've been working with for a minute. So it's really been a nice, like, really not gradual, but it's just been very, very smooth transitioning over here and enjoying the space, but then also meeting new people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That is just incredible. And you have so much ahead of you. Anything that you're really excited about in 2021?
2021, I mean, this is the start of, I mean, probably many releases this year. I have a lot of music planned out. I'm continuing to make a lot. And I would just say, stay tuned for some more music from me, and then also through various artists that I will be working with that I'll be either producing or writing for. I hope that whoever's listening will hear me on something by the end of the year. That's the goal, and I'm just going to keep on building and growing and continuing to work and do what I do, and that's just creating music. And so I appreciate you guys for listening.
Oh my gosh, Alex, absolutely. We are always so happy to support you. Always so excited every time you drop a new project. You've got a huge, tight community of fans. You do an amazing job of keeping everybody in the loop. Basically, everywhere it's at Alex Angelo, right?
You got it. Yeah, Alex Angelo on everything, and then I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's all of it. That's all of it. Alex Angelo.
You make it easy for us.
Thank you. Yeah, we try.
Well, thank you so much. We're so excited to start spinning Weird Like Me. Our listeners are just going to love it. It's going to be the feel good song of the summer. I
That's
want
what
to
I'm talking about.
race around with the windows down, blasting it, being carefree. That is the vibe.
That's the vibe. Yes, I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you so
Thank
much. Take care,
you
okay?
so much. I'll see you soon.
See you soon.